controversy was resolved between the Assyrian Church of the East and the Roman Catholic Church.
So the Assyrian priest of the East, and of course the unholy see there of the West, they're both from Chicago. Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on. Even worldwide people should know you don't trust politicians out of Chicago. Okay? If you don't know that, I'm here to tell you not to. Yeah, well, and because the Pope, these people are all just politicians. They really they don't know Christ. They don't. I mean, to even have if they knew Christ, they would be leaving the church. They would. So they had a debate on, should we have changed calling Mary the mother of Christ to Mary the mother of God? Yeah, so I've addressed this. I know I'm no theologian, I'm no expert, but I've walked the walk. And the thing is, Jesus showed in his life that he didn't go to these people. These were the people that he stayed away from. So that should have told the whole world that you should stay away from all of them too, because Jesus was the teacher. Jesus knew experts wouldn't understand his word, like the Pharisees wouldn't, and the scribes, because they just want to twist everything that they were doing with his Father's word, and then create all their own laws, and they complicate everything. That's exactly, we live under the exact same system, but worse. And now this Pope Leo, he's just moving at like fast pace to get this whole ecumenical churches all aligned. And yet, it baffles me some days, because I'm like, do they know they're all, Jesus isn't happy with them? I'm serious. Because they took away his role and then just created hardships on people and created all of their own laws, which is what Jesus was condemning the Pharisees for doing. So to even have an argument about Mary being the mother of God, she is not the mother of God. The moment you say that, you have placed her above God. You understand that? Understand that's the trickery being played there. She is not. This is why God makes it very clear, I'm minimizing you. These churches won't minimize you, but they're going to show all my true believers in the world that don't follow the papacy and these holy fathers who think that they're holy and they're not. My true believers in the world will expose these people for what they're doing and for their Marian worship. Yeah, I mean, Pope Leo is wrapping this up, that it's all about bringing all the churches of Christ together, but they're not even a church of Christ. I mean, you can say it, but anybody can say it. The acts, the deeds show otherwise. Jesus made it so simple. They've complicated his word. Oh, my word, have they complicated it so much more than necessary. And I understand more and more why Jesus said more are on the broad road. Because the people are going to inevitably follow the people that look like they're experts or say that they're experts, never realizing that it says in the word and shows that Jesus didn't want the experts. You were supposed to, I know I say it all the time, but Mary was the mother of Jesus's body. She was the carrier. That's it. Am I saying she didn't love him? No, she loved him. She was his mother, but she was the mother of the human part of Jesus, because Jesus didn't receive the Spirit of God until he was born. Why would that be so? Because that's when you receive the breath of life and become a living creature. You see what I'm saying? You get what I'm laying down? That's the reason they need, again, I said this not too long ago, this is why they had to change life beginning at conception to serve the Catholic Church. That's why they did it. And then all these other denominations that are, and I see them on YouTube all the time, and they're just like, oh, it's not even a debate. Life begins at conception. It's like, oh, damning themselves. Because just by, like, put aside the abortion issue altogether for a moment. By saying that, then you would say, when you say that, then you're saying that God was in Mary. No. She was developing the human. This is why it was so important to understand the difference between forming you and when you become a living creature. Oh, I just... And why God said that thing in Mary, that thing, because it wasn't fully developed yet. You know, just like the story talks about, refining silver, and they, the people that do that, they know when it's done because they can see their image in it. It's like what God does. Well, that's what's going on in the womb. So it's not a life yet. It's molding. It's being sculpted. But by saying that life begins at conception, then with Jesus, you can say that Mary was the mother of God. Because if it begins at conception, God was in Mary's womb. No. And God made it abundantly clear, not even really to call her the mother of, I mean, he said, and Jesus will be known as the Son of the Most Mighty, the Son of the Almighty. And these people, because of twisting his word and ignoring what he says about when life begins with his breath, this is why it was so important. Because then when you say that Mary, then you the only way you can say that Mary is the mother of God is by saying that that God said life begins at conception, and he never says that. He makes it very clear when life begins. And when it begins at birth, it's because he blows into the nostrils. So God did not enter Jesus until he was born, separated from Mary. Mary was the mother of the body of Jesus. You could say the human. Like, this is where they've argued. Well, you can't separate Jesus. No, you can. They just don't want to. Because yes, he was in human form. That's what she carried, was the human form. The flesh. See, this is why it's dangerous to get hung up on the flesh. That's the other problem with this whole argument with life begins at conception. Talk about an absolute obsession with the flesh, with this abortion and life begins at conception. But ultimately, what all of these fools are doing is serving the wicked one, because now when people say life begins at conception, then that church can say Mary's the mother of God, which elevates her above God. Good luck to all of you.